What's up, you crusty bums? Welcome back
Oh,
to the homie
God.
Squawk. I'm Kyle, and with me, as always, Gigi, Hannah, and Trevor.
The crustiest.
Magnificent.
Ugh,
Hey,
the word
that
is so bad.
I wrote that 2 weeks ago. So
It's a little crusty, Kyle.
It's even
yeah.
crustier than usual.
Oh,
All right.
Extra crusty.
So yeah, we're back with more questions and answers and more other stuff that we talk about. You know the drill. Should by now. So anyway, Gigi, question.
Me? I'm first? I don't remember that being a thing.
Oh my God.
Guys, don't feel free to do like a pity laugh for Gigi at all.
Don't feel free.
Pity laugh.
I think that's all Gigi gets, just pity laughs.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one ostrich in Family Guy.
Yeah.
It's not the only pity thing I get. Anyways, here we go.
The only titty thing? What?
I said pity, but titty works too. Okay.
Titties
so
always work.
Are you more of a in the moment kind of person, or do you like having a plan and sticking to it?
Way to just toss your notebook all over the place. I'm sure that was picked up.
Oh yeah.
I heard it.
Now they know we have notebooks.
Dang
Okay,
it.
like I'm supposed to keep that all in my brain.
Damn.
They're supposed to
We're
think
s-
we're smarter than that.
Yeah, it's all
I
supposed to be
should have
improv.
Great.
Fourth wall broken. You're welcome.
Pretty much. For me, I am more of a plan person. I kind of hate the on the fly in the moment stuff because it stresses me out. I think it's an issue with me just because it's like an issue of me having control in the situation. I don't like when I don't have a
Control
lot of control.
problems.
Yeah, obviously. I don't know. It just feels overwhelming when I don't have a sense of control on things. So I think I've gotten better about that over the years because I've, slowly come to realize really can't plan for everything, even though I try really hard to. But there's been a lot of situations where it's, you can plan so much and then it just goes out the window in 2 seconds. So yeah, I like to have a plan, but I've become more flexible over the years. So
I feel like villains in general, they would all say, I prefer having a plan. Because, like,
But
they always get
yeah.
foiled in the end. So,
what
Yeah.
are you trying to say, Kyle?
Yeah.
a good villain knows how to improv, though.
yeah, like, maybe villains should work on their improv skills more. And maybe they would be more successful.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
like how you
Just,
came up with that right after I answered. That's real cool.
yeah, this
It's
doesn't mean
like
anything. It doesn't
Come
mean
on.
anything.
See how villainous Kyle is.
Well, actually, yeah, it's funny because I'm kind of on the same boat as Hannah. I prefer to have a plan.
When do we get a boat?
Trevor,
we go.
Trevor and Gigi paid for it.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
got it.
It came out of their
Sponsored by
salary.
us.
What? I didn't know we had salaries now.
Not
You do have a
anymore.
job,
We're
don't
making
you?
Oh.
Making that YouTube. Yeah, on wages.
Wages. That's for all
Wages are
them
different.
crusty bums.
Oh my gosh.
My
Stay
crusty
crusty
bum
bums.
needs salary for the finer toilet paper.
We on a boat now.
Anyway, I prefer to have a plan. I really don't like surprises all that much. Like if I'm expected to be doing something and I'm not aware of it, and then you tell me that we're doing it, like I'm not gonna be too happy. Like I prefer to know ahead of time so that I can prepare, because I kind of feel like I do get stressed out if I'm like in the moment and like I get like home from work or something, and then Gabby's like, "Okay, we're doing this," and I'm like, "What? No, I want to relax."
I had a plan.
Yeah.
Time to exfoliate those crusty bums.
Oh, boy.
God. And I
How
know
many times.
I know that might sound a little needy, but I'd rather know what the plan is and agree to it than to find out in the moment and just have to like drop what I thought I was going to be doing and then do this other thing instead.
Yeah,
Um,
Gabby.
yeah, Gabby.
Not even dare to
Come on
defend
the
yourself.
um, and then what else did I say? I lost my spot in here.
They just like
On your
Gabby,
notes?
it's
Yeah, on
We're
my
supposed
notes.
to be improvising?
Yeah,
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 it's just
memorizing
Gabby
it.
underlined.
So yeah, I definitely prefer a plan or even just like a heads up. Because if I'm gonna do stuff, it's not like everything within that plan has to be according to a plan. Like, like if that makes sense. Like it's not like I'm going into this like, oh yeah, we need to have a plan and this is what we're doing first, and then it's this and that. Like I don't really care about that. Like when I'm out somewhere and I'm doing it, I'm like, all right, I'm in the moment. So like if I'm if I'm already out, like then I'll be in the moment. But like I need to plan for going to wherever I'm going, if that makes sense. I don't know. What's so funny, Hannah?
Nothing. I'm a child.
You're a child,
Yeah.
aren't we all?
No, you just said
Is it
when I'm
because
out there and I'm
I'm
doing
doing
it.
it? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Classic Hannah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, there was one time I don't remember. It was like a couple months ago, but like I think Hannah said like she was talking about something, and then she was like she said long and hard, and then Trevor was like meh, and then Hannah was like really.
Classic Trevor. Okay. For me, I'm a little bit of both. Having a routine is definitely nice, as you know what's expected, and it also helps ensure that you can do what you were trying to do. I mean, there's a whole saying for it too. A failure to plan is a plan for failure. I mean, there's a reason behind that. But at the same time, I can also be easily persuaded to go do something spontaneous, provided that I don't have like a strong aversion to whatever it is. Like if Gigi just out of nowhere is like, "Hey, you know what? Let's go bowling." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure. Like that sounds cool. Let's go bowling." But um, I mean, I typically like to plan out what's going on, especially at work. Like there are things that I want to get done, so I'm like, okay, I need to go do this, and then I want to do that afterwards. But just being able to work on the fly is definitely helpful. For anyone who doesn't know, my campaign is pretty much entirely improvised, and I think that's definitely helped me out with my situation because able to just think on your feet and I don't know. I think it's just been helping me out. But yeah, just a little bit of both. That's my answer.
Good for you.
Yeah, I think I'm more like Trevor with when it comes to things. I definitely don't mind a plan, and but I also know things change constantly, so I'm very open to doing something different or in the moment kind of thing. Um, so yeah, I think I'm in between both. I like for I guess you could say like long term things. I definitely enjoy having a plan for that. But like shorter term things, I'm more open to like in the moment kind of thing.
Was McDonald's in the moment?
It was.
It was.
So most of our life choices have been in the moment.
Yeah.
Clearly.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, we were planning on getting a second vehicle for the longest time, but
There you go.
there's supposed to be like a whole lot of research into that. But a
Well, I
guy
mean, we
from
did.
Gigi's work is like, "Hey, I have pretty much what you guys are looking for," and we ended up buying it within like 30 minutes of actually having it there.
Yeah, and
Wow.
he's a professional car person. Okay, he's not some random guy at my work that was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I got this you need."
Yeah, like this guy. Not to plug what she does, but he is a professional, and like I
Auto
kind of,
service
you
person.
know.
Yes.
What you buying, stranger?
All we can say is fingers crossed for your car.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the
It's not
whole,
made out of
like,
cardboard, I swear.
yeah, like we weren't pressured to take it at all,
Oh yeah, no.
but we were both just like, yep, that's it, that's our car.
That's it. We're taking it. Like he was
It has
like,
wheels,
"Oh,
was-
check.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
in the moment type
that
of
was
thing.
definitely." He was like, "Take it for the weekend." It's like, because I mean, he knows where I work. It's not like I could go and take the car anywhere else. He was like, "Just
Yeah.
take it for the weekend. See if you guys like it. If not, then you can tell me what you didn't like, or if you want something newer, or that kind of thing." And like, Trevor came over and he was like, "I like it a lot." And then my coworkers were like, "Go to lunch early. Take the car for a spin so you can test drive it." And I was like, "Okay." And
Did you
then-
literally spin it?
Oh yeah, spin on it real good.
Yeah, there's a whole
Okay.
lot of dents in it now.
Oh yeah, it's ours for sure.
Wait, are there
"No,
really?"
I don't want it back.
No.
No.
Oh.
We're responsible. Kind of. Well, I was gonna say another example was like us agreeing to get married was like, well, I don't want anything big. Well, I thought you did, and I was like, no, I don't want anything big. So then we can just do a wedding then. Okay, that was it.
Nice.
Well, you wanted people there.
I did. I like.
I wanted a courthouse thing.
Yeah, he wanted courthouse, and I was like, well, what if we just do the people we really care about?
Yeah, Gigi, you missed out on Trevor dressing up like Elvis.
He wouldn't have dressed up as Elvis.
If I was there, he would have.
Plant.
I don't like dressing up.
He doesn't like dressing
Says
at
your
all.
wedding.
I was saying, they like dressing.
Yeah, I mean,
Really, that was Trevor casual with the wig. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he enjoyed that wig a lot
Yeah,
more
he
than
did.
any
Yeah,
of us
that
thought
was
he
fun.
would.
and the sunglasses. Don't forget the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was funny.
Okay, on to my question. So, my question for this week was, say that you get to go back in time and meet any historical figure that you want. Who would it be, and what would be one question you would ask them?
Oh, just one?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not really huge on history.
Obviously.
It was one of those classes I typically dozed off in.
Oh, baby Kyle.
Yeah. But so I mean, I don't really have like a one iconic person that I look up to or anything like that. But I guess someone that I've always sort of respected, despite, like I said, not really knowing enough about them, is Gandhi. I feel like his journey was, he's just kind of like a brave and a strong soul. And I feel like he could do no wrong. Of course, I haven't looked into his history all that much, so he's probably not a perfect person, but he definitely, he was a peaceful person nonetheless.
He's a chill dude.
And he had a really big heart, I feel like. But yeah, like I said, not very educated on everything that he fought for or everything that he believed in. So I'm not really going to go into any of that. But I just think him as a person, he's quite possibly one of the most inspiring people to ever exist. And I just think an opportunity to meet him would be kind of bigger than life. That guy never gave up on anything or anyone, and his legacy is undeniable. I mean, his birthday is like a national holiday in India, and it's commemorated worldwide as the International Day of Nonviolence. And I feel like if you got yourself a day that's celebrated by a country or even like the entire world, then you've definitely made a name for yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what I would ask him particularly, but I guess, he
Wanna hang out, bruh?
yeah. Yeah, he seems pretty chill. He'd probably go for like, you know,
Boba.
Some nacho fries.
yeah, take him to Taco Bell. Like, you're not gonna believe the diarrhea after this meal, dude.
Oh no.
Talk
Um,
about disturbing the peace.
Oh, boy.
but I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows off the top of their head how long did he like go without eating? Like he had that thing,
I don't know.
that peaceful
Too
protest. It was a long time. I think it was like 40 something days. Maybe that's too long. I don't know. But either way, regardless, like the amount of commitment that takes is just like out of this world. And I guess I would just be like, how do you do it? Like how do you have that level of commitment? Like show me. I don't
Show me
know.
how to start.
Show me, Sensei.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be starve. It would just be like, like I admired that commitment a lot, and like
That focus.
yeah, and like I feel like in my life I lack that immensely. Like I feel like I can't ever stick to anything, and
Poor
like I'm
child. He has
super
commitment issues.
super
Does Gabby know
indecisive.
about this?
Not like that, just like in my personal, like my own life. Like it's not like relationships are another thing. Like I'm pretty good with that, but like I don't know. Like it would be cool to starve myself a little bit.
Oh,
I could lose some weight.
The fuck?
Jesus, that's not how that
That's
works.
a bad way to lose
Yeah.
some weight.
Well, I mean, you saw Gandhi. He was pretty skinny.
Oh my
It's not
God.
healthy for you.
I never said anything about being healthy. I'm kidding,
Oh boy.
but I'm done. Someone else start talking.
I was trying to go for that Gandhi look.
Oh no.
Okay, for me, I chose Socrates. And I would just walk up to him and go, why? Which
Why?
I think would be, if anyone knows about Socrates, his Socratic method, which is pretty much just question everything. So I think that conversation would just be nothing but questions.
Last
Where like
eternity.
no one's getting anywhere at
Yeah.
all. But I think he's a pretty cool guy. He had a chance to escape at like near the end of his life. He was jailed, I believe, and he was about to be sentenced to death. I can't remember why, but his followers were like, "Hey, let's get you out of here." And it's like, "No, like if I leave now, then pretty much like his name will be dragged through the mud, and like he'll have like no credence at all." So he went through with it. Like he believed in what he was doing, and he died for that cause. Um, he's one of the most influential philosophers of all time. I think he would definitely be a really cool person to have a conversation with. But if I was only limited to one question, I would definitely just troll him and just walk up to him, having said nothing to him at all, and just go, "Why?"
Oh my God.
Just to see what happens from that.
Yeah.
Triggered.
Why? I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You can see Trevor and him going to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just looks at the menu like, why?
What is the purpose of this chalupa?
Oh God.
Okay, so
Gigi?
for me, I said I don't know how to say his first name. Salvador Dali, I think that's how you say it. And he's a famous artist. I went with him because I too am not very into historic figures, so I was like, I'll just go the art way and go with someone that was famous for their artwork.
And his mustache.
Yeah, that's the question I was gonna ask. It was either gonna be why so melting,
Why mustache?
but
Yeah,
like
why mustache?
why mustache? And like one of the theories I read when I was looking up him was that was his way of expressing himself besides art. Just kind of more or less the fact of like you're an individual, and what is that's pretty much your unique look. That's just who makes you you, your personality. You wear it on your face, you wear it on your clothes, and like just how you carry yourself. So that was just one of his ways of having his personality show.
I'm sure
At
that's
least-
not what Van Gogh said after he lost his ear.
I'm sure it's not. But I was just like, why? Why the mustache? Like, what is his reasoning behind it? Because, I mean, people can talk, and like I said, there's just theories that go around for it. And,
Would you
I
say
also-
I must ask you a question?
oh, God. I mean, probably. Just throw it out there.
Yeah.
Would.
Yeah.
Break the ice.
Yeah. And, like,
And
another
then he'd
thing.
slap you across the face for that.
Oh, my God.
With his mustache.
Another thing I read, which was kind of weird, was his mustache was still intact after 28 years of him being buried.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How do we
Interesting.
know that? Why are they digging him up?
They dug him up because apparently this lady was saying that she had his baby. And,
He owes me
Oh,
money.
and like it was like DNA testing, and when they pulled up, I thought that was the craziest thing. I was like, why would you dig someone up
It's
and
for
do
science.
a DNA test?
The
Yeah.
baby has the same exact mustache.
I think she
Yeah.
wasn't a
I'm
baby
sure it was
anymore.
him.
It was like a grown up. Anyways, they dug him up and said the mustache was still intact.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy. So is it real or is it fake? Because if all his hair
I
is
don't know.
gone, but his mustache
Well,
stayed.
your hair's dead already.
Right. But they
Maybe
didn't
he
say
just
anything about
painted
his
it.
hair. They just said his
Yeah.
mustache was still intact. So how does that work? Yeah, so that's where I went.
Wow. Okay.
Talk about whirlwind.
For mine, I picked 3 people that I would have done. I guess like it would be sort of like a top 3, so I'll start from 3. 3 would have been Stan Lee. I would have wanted to meet him in general anyways, but it would have been cool to meet him when Marvel was really like getting its first boom.
Yeah.
In his prime.
Kind of like his prime or whatever. And I guess the question I would have wanted to ask him, and maybe I even would have waited a little longer to ask him about it, but I just would have wanted to know like what was the best moment in all of that. So maybe I would have waited until he was a little bit older, but just like to hear about that time and how different it was, and because he lived a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he saw a lot of different things, so he literally saw like a generation of comics be turned into, the movies that we have. So it would have been cool to ask him like what has been the best moment so far. Like, has it been, all these smiling fans? Has it been, seeing your characters, reimagined for a new audience? Like, just
It's all the
something like that.
cameos. I feel like
Yeah.
this movie was
He'd
cameos.
say Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, like
Jazz scene.
absolutely.
exactly how I imagine Spider-Man.
Peak Spider-Man right there.
He was always supposed to be sassy.
Yeah, he was like, I looked at my dream journal and I thought they took it.
Yeah. I think a cool question to ask would be like what's your favorite cameo?
That would have been cool
Yeah,
too.
that'd be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 2 would have been Alexander Hamilton. I really wanted to ask him, what the heck were you thinking? Because there's a moment in his history where he was trying to pass like this new banking proposition through Congress where basically instead of the states individually paying their own debts, everybody was going to join into a national bank, so that everybody covered each other's debts from the wars and things.
Oh,
And so he was getting really stressed out trying to get that through Congress. And he, at one point, had an affair while his wife was away.
Oh, yeah,
And
that seems logical.
the husband of that
Oh my god,
woman
she was married
found
too?
out.
Oh my
Yeah, she was
god.
married too. But
of
he
course.
found out and
That's
basically blackmailed him and was like, you can still see my wife, but you have to pay me, or else I'm going to
oh,
tell your wife and, everyone
prostitution.
else. Yeah, it was basically like the history, at least U.S. history's first like sex scandal.
Nice.
And
Oh, cute.
He's a player.
the thing I wanted to ask him, what the heck were you thinking, is that later on, some people started to suspect him of this, and in order to like clear himself of what they were accusing him of, which was like, you were stealing money to pay this guy, you were stealing from, the national banks and everything to pay this guy. You weren't using your own money. And so he basically gave them this thing where he proved that he only used his own money to pay this guy. But in doing that, he also released this pamphlet called the Reynolds pamphlet, where he basically told everyone, like, yeah, I had an affair with this lady, but
Damn.
I used only my own money and nothing from, the government or anything. And I just wanted to ask him, like, what were you thinking? Like,
Big
why
dick
would you
energy right
tell
there.
Yeah.
everyone? Like,
He just wanted to clear his name.
yeah, your wife was
Look who's
obviously
having
saw
sex.
it later.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many, like, what in the world, man? Like, you just like ruined your entire reputation
Or
with
he
one
created his
pamphlet.
pimp reputation
No,
after
it's
that.
you loser. I bet you're still a virgin, aren't you? It's like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
This
I'll prove
proves
it.
This proves it.
Oh man.
But yeah, like, just for somebody who did so much good before that and trying to, like, you know, pass all these things through Congress and basically make his mark on the world, like, for him to ruin it with one affair, like, jeez.
That's it, kids. Sex kills your career.
Pretty much.
But
Don't do it.
yeah, so he was my number two, and then my number one would have been Annie Oakley, who was a famous woman shooter.
Bang
Um,
bang.
I would have loved to ask her what her life was like, just because, like, she used to do all these rodeos and things where she was shooting better than the guys, and she was like one of the best shots in the West. And I remember doing a report on her in like fifth grade, and just reading about her was like, oh, she's so cool, she's so badass. Like, so I would have liked to go back in time and be like, hey, what's it like being you? Because you a badass. But yeah.
I could ask her to teach me.
Heck yeah.
Teach me your ways.
And then bring her to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. My question for this lovely afternoon. When was a time in your life when you thought you got away with something? What did you do? Were you successful?
In high school, I got my car, and
Ooh, car.
yes, thank you. We had those parking lots where it was like one-way lanes, so the parking spots were angled, and of course, being high school students, some of them would go down like the wrong way, just to leave quicker or whatever.
Assholes.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's one time I was backing up out of my spot. I'm looking both ways, but I didn't realize the car like right behind me was also backing up at the same time.
Mhm.
But we ended up hitting each other. It's very slow speed, probably like 2 miles an hour. So there was like very little damage. But my left brake light was sort of broken a little bit, not like completely,
Oh my god.
but it had a crack in it, and
Bastard.
like there's like a little piece missing, and then the body right next to it was sort of caved in a little,
Oh no.
but it was so small, and like I think he only had like this tiny scratch on his bumper, And then he was saying like, "Oh, sorry, like I was on the phone, I didn't see you."
On the
We'll take
phone. Oh
yeah,
my god.
but being like the timid teenager that I was, I'm like, "Oh, it's cool. Like, don't worry. Like, I'm not gonna report this at all and whatever." And then
He got home.
yeah, I got home. Nothing happened for like a couple weeks. Like, okay, cool. Like, nothing's gonna happen. And then one day, my dad just goes into my room. He's like, "What happened to your car?" I'm like, what do you mean? And then like we go out there, and he's like, "What is this? Like, what happened to that?" So I just kind of explained the whole thing, and like, nothing happened. I think for Christmas I got like a new brake light.
You're a
But
man
like I
now.
thought I thought I got away with it. Um, the brakes still worked, like everything was still functional, so I'm like, whatever.
Kicks
But
down
my
the door.
dad,
What is that?
yeah.
Oh man.
But he was mad just because I guess I didn't say anything for
I
however long that was.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
I didn't have a car in high school. I didn't have those kind of problems.
You mean
She had
privileges?
different problems.
That's true. Okay, so I put down one of I used to lie about band practice.
Oh,
You and Kyle. God.
hey.
But
It's a great
I did.
excuse.
Yeah, well, like I went to. I had band practice. I think it was Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the person I was dating convinced me that, well, since you have band practice like Tuesday and Thursdays, just say you have like an extra day of band practice so we can hang out. And I was like, okay, sure. That's what I did.
Okay.
Okay. Because I used to have sectionals after schools, and those were only certain days during the week as well. I just told my parents, I was like, oh no, I have sectionals after school. And then because both my parents worked, I would have to walk myself to practice, or I would just stay at the school. So I was like, oh well, since I have sectionals, I'll just stay at the school and then grab dinner from like one of the restaurants around and then go to practice that night. So yeah, so I just lied about having extra band practice when there wasn't, and they haven't found out until probably never because they
Until now.
yeah till Trevor's like
Dun,
tells
dun,
on me.
dun.
No, they're
Yeah.
probably subscribers.
Oh yeah, they're subscribers, that's for sure.
She's like, I knew it.
I fucking knew you'd slip one day.
You're grounded.
Oh, my mom would try to ground me. And then the other one I thought of as well was in high school, because I wasn't allowed to date until my mom was like junior year. But sophomore year I had a boyfriend and she didn't know about him.
Ooh.
Double grounded.
His name is Chad.
Chad.
It's a pretty basic name. I won't say it on here, but it's close to Chad.
It was Kyle then.
Brad.
No.
Hey.
Hey.
That's my name.
Said that basic. Okay. So I was the type of kid who knew that I couldn't get away with anything with my parents, like to the extent like where I couldn't even get away with trying to fake being sick because my mom was a nurse.
No.
Still is. And you still can definitely tell if you're bullshitting her. So, there was only really one time where I thought I really got away with something, and I was proven wrong very quickly. And I was pretty young, but my sister and I decided one time, because we had gotten in trouble and my dad punished us by like grounding us or something like that. And we were like, well, this is unfair. We've had enough of this. We're gonna run away. So we both packed up a little backpack. You guys see me laugh
Cute.
so hard.
Oh my god.
We packed up a little backpack for each of us, like, you know, most important toy in there, some Cheerios.
Cheerios.
Were they Honey Nut Cheerios?
They were Honey Nut Cheerios.
Of course.
And my mom came in the room while we were doing this and was just like, "What are you doing?" And we were just like, "We're running away."
Straight up.
Mom, you don't understand.
And my mom just sort of like, I'm pretty sure I heard her go. She was like, "Okay," like, "That's your choice, I guess." And she just left the room. But my sister and I finished packing up, like, and we we walked to the front door, and both of us were like, "Okay, we're gonna run away now." Like, my sister was like, "Bye, you'll never see us again." So we walked out the door. We thought we were, you know, big ballers.
Yeah.
But we made it to the mailbox. Which, the mailbox on my street was like probably about 4 or 5 houses down from mine. And we got there, and I swear, I turned around and my parents were both on the porch just laughing at us. Like, what are you doing? And we were just like, "Yeah, we're still running away."
Don't
My dad
worry.
was like, "Just get your butts back in the house, like, right now." So we went
You're
to like
embarrassing me.
yeah.
Oh man.
So we did like the walk of shame back to the house, and yeah, we for like 2 seconds we thought we got away with it. It was like the 2 seconds before we got to the mailbox and realized, where are we going?
Who's gonna take us in?
Yeah. We obviously didn't think it through, but we were both pretty young, so it was like, oh. But yeah, realized
you-
after that we were not gonna get away with anything.
Did you guys like get in trouble for it, or were they just like laughing it off the whole time?
Well, we were already grounded, so it was just like they added like a couple days onto the
Oh.
grounding for doing that, but they were just like, they were laughing more than anything because we were so dumb. They just wanted to watch like what we were gonna do. Like, are they serious?
I think my mom, I think one time there was a point where my older sister more or less was like, "I'm gonna run away." And my mom's like, "Do you want me to help you pack?" Like, and like my sister would start crying. She's like, "Wait, what? This is what you wanted?" She's like, "No, I want to go."
Oh my god.
So stupid. Ugh.
But you think you can do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah. Talk about big dick energy. Like,
Right?
packing up this bag of Cheerios, and I'm gonna be on my way.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's your life, just a bag of Cheerios.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just
Grab
gotta
my
portion it.
Bambino.
You gotta portion it. 1 Cheerio a day.
You had it figured out back then, man.
Yeah. Life was tough. Talk about having a
boy.
plan, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Nope.
All right. So for me, so I was a freshman in high school for this. And as a freshman, that was the only year that I ever ditched school. Yeah. Don't worry, I wasn't like a bad kid or anything. I was a good kid. But
And you're
After
telling
hearing
like all these stories
I
about how like
know.
you're ditching this and that, and
And I was gonna say, after hearing that
God.
band story, I don't know, man.
I would say I've never ditched until college.
well,
When I was
good
like,
for
that's
you.
an option.
I didn't ditch it all.
Hey, Anna, you did good, okay?
Hannah's the
Don't ditch
honorable
kids.
child.
Yeah. But so freshman
don't
year,
ditch your kids.
Don't ditch the kids. Just don't do it. It's not fun.
so I think this was like it was like a couple weeks before school was out, so it was probably like May, April, somewhere around there. But it was during all the like testing for school, like all the juniors and seniors. I think even sophomores, they were getting all these like like the SAT type tests and all that. So like the
The
school
worst timing,
schedules,
dude.
so the school schedules were like they were all like funky and messed up like for like
Fun.
2 weeks, and like there were a couple days where like the freshmen would get out of school at like 11 o'clock, and it was like ridiculous times. And so I thought I was such a, sly kid that like, oh, I could just lie about my schedule for school and say, oh yeah, it's the testing at school, so everyone got out early. Um,
Oh my god.
so so yeah, I was one day, I think it was like lunchtime when I just was like, all right, going home, and then I left, and
Oh.
I know, like, I knew my mom's like schedule. She had like she was a daycare teacher, so during the actual school day, she it wasn't like she was off all day, but like she had stuff to do in the morning, and then she had like an hour lunch break or something like that, and it was usually like 12 to 1. But sometimes she would come home, sometimes she wouldn't. So it was kind of like up in the air. It's like maybe she'll come home, maybe she won't. I don't know. But so I walked down my street, and sure enough, her car's in the driveway. So I was like, "Damn it!" Um, and it was like, I think it was like 12:30. So I was like, "All right, I just gotta wait it out for like half hour, no big deal." Um, and so I was thinking about just walking around the neighborhood or like going to Starbucks down the street or something, but then I was like, nah, I could just I could just go into the side yard into the backyard and just hang out on my phone or something. So I
Oh
was
no.
like so I was like, all right, I'll do that. So on our side gate we actually had a lock on there because there's like people we had a lot of I don't know, there was like a phase where like there was some theft going on in our neighborhood. So we had a lock on the other side, so I couldn't just open the gate or unlock the lock or anything. So I started climbing the fence to get into my backyard, and this is actually something that I had been doing for a while, just in general, because like I'd always forget my house key, so I'd have to like jump the fence to go through the backyard or something. But
Oh my god.
so it was normal for me. But we had this one neighbor who was like such a stickler for
Oh
everything,
no.
and he happened to be driving by on the street, and our my side yard was like kind of hidden but not. It had like a big wall of like a bush kind of right in front of it, and then right next to it was the neighbor's side yard. um, so like as I'm like halfway up the fence, I hear like tires screech, and as he like comes to a halt,
Oh no.
and then I'm up at the top of the fence, and I start hearing like he was starting to say something, but I was like literally like didn't even give a shit. I just kept climbing the fence because I knew who it was, and like this guy was like completely just like he was just annoying. He was just an annoying neighbor who was like always in everyone else's business, and he was like, hey, you! I see you! Get back here!" And then I like laughed it off. I was like, "Pff, whatever." And then I hopped the fence.
Oh god.
I hopped the fence, and then I was about to start listening to music. Like I'd already started to forget about it. So I was gonna pop in my headphones and sit in the patio area in the backyard. And then I right as I'm about to like start listening to music, he's like, "I know you're back there. You can't hide from me." And then he's like, "I'm gonna call the cops." And then I was like, I didn't think he was serious. I thought he was bluffing, like, because I thought he knew who I was or something. Like, I don't know if it was like I don't know what I was thinking. Like, if he thought it was, I thought it was a joke or something. I don't know, but I
Yeah.
just totally played it off like whatever. I don't care. I didn't respond or talk to him at all. And then he was on the phone with the cops, I guess. I don't know. I guess he actually called 911. And I'm like peeking through the fence, like to try and see him, and he's out by his car on the street. And then I can kind of hear him. He's like, "Yeah, white shirt." And I looked down and I got a white shirt on. I'm like, all right. I guess he's actually calling the cops. Um, and then I didn't go inside, but I went to the back door. It was like a sliding door, a glass door. And I went to see like if my mom was like in the living room, and she was just like sitting on the couch, like watching TV or whatever. So I was like, all right. So this is going to be a little awkward because if she leaves while he's still out there, he's probably going to tell her, and then she's going to
Yeah.
think that it's an actual intruder, but in the end, it's just me. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, what do I do? How do I do this? Um, so what I ended up doing was we had at our old house we had a deck on the roof. So it was like a big patio on the roof, and
Yeah.
it was above the garage. But when I was a kid, I used to climb it all the time and get onto the patio up there. So I climbed on top of the trash cans and then onto the roof, and then I went into the sunroom, which was that first room right up there, and it was always unlocked, just up there. It was like a spare room, I guess. But I'm looking out at the street and I see him still out there, and eventually a cop car drives up. And then I'm like, oh fuck, man, how am I gonna get out of this? And he's like, he's talking to the cops and whatnot, and the cops immediately they weren't really like hot on the idea because like I don't know, I guess the guys called the cops before, and like they kind of
Oh.
like treat him like he's a joke.
Yeah.
It's always like a false alarm or some shit. So they were out there still talking to him, and then so I decided, okay, I'm gonna go back outside, and I guess I'll go into the house through the back, through the the back screen door. So I jumped back down into the backyard, and then I went into the house, and my mom looks up at me and she's like, "Oh, you're home early," and I was like, "Yeah, the school with the with all the testing going on, it was just another short day." And she's like, "Oh, okay." So she bought it. I had to sell it a little more than that. I don't remember what I said, but she believed me, and I was like, all
Yeah.
right. So I guess I got away with it. But how am I going to explain the cops outside? But she obviously asked me like, oh, why did you come through the back door? And I was like, oh, I forgot my house key. I do it all the time. And then she's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So she like believed me, and I played it off, and I was like, all right, see ya. And then I went up to my room, and then like I don't know, like 5 or 7 minutes later, she's about to leave to go back to work. She goes outside as she gets, I go to the sunroom, the spare room, and I'm looking out the window and like seeing like what's going on, and they're all still out there. And then she's like talking to the cops for a second, and the door's open. The the door up there is open to the back, or to the patio up top. So I can kind of hear the conversation, and I hear my mom say like, "Yeah, my son got home like 5 minutes ago." And then that's when the cops are just like, "All right, this is a false alarm. Like we should just get out of here." Um, and then uh, just to kind of clear the air even more, I decided like, because I still felt a little uneasy about the whole situation, and like I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that it was just me, in fact, and it wasn't like some intruder.
Yeah.
So I decided to take my dog for a walk because I felt like, oh, that was, that's an innocent thing to do. That's a good reason to go outside. So I just grab our dog and I go. I'm about to take her for a walk, and then the cops stop me and they ask me a few questions, and they're like, "Do you have any form of ID on you with your address?" And I'm like, "Not really. I mean, I have my school ID, but I mean, I'm 14. Like, I don't have any kind of like ID or license or anything." Um, so and then they're just like, we got your neighbor here who said that he saw someone go into your backyard, climb the fence, and I was like, yeah, that was me. And then they're like, all right, I guess that's it then. That's all we needed to know. So then they just left, and my neighbor just like, he didn't say anything to me, didn't communicate with me whatsoever, like didn't apologize or even like,
Anything.
yeah, I mean, like I wasn't expecting an apology or anything, but like he didn't even like come over and be like, oh, that was a silly mistake of me, my bad, or anything like that.
Ugh.
or just nothing to like clear the air. So like
Yeah.
he's just like across the street because he lives like across the street in the cul-de-sac across the street, and he's just looking at me like with like this dirtiest look, like he's like I still did something wrong, and I'm like,
Foiled
it's
again.
yeah, yeah.
What he did
I'll get
was
through next time.
he went home and then he wrote down your name in like his shit list in a
Yeah.
journal somewhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was across the street and he was looking over at me like you know how like when people look at you and they put their hand over their forehead like as if they're trying to look farther away or something like that to see farther away.
Oh my god.
And then like he looks over at me and then like he notices me and he's got his hand on his forehead and he's like squinting, and then he just like waves his hand, like not waving at me but like as like, oh whatever, forget it, like that kind of thing. And then he just walks into his house and that was it, and it was just like the weirdest fucking thing. So I think the moral of the story, or in conclusion, I guess, I did get away with it because nobody found out that like I actually ditched school, um, and I didn't get arrested or anything like that. So all in all, pretty successful mission.
Right.
Until now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's on the podcast. Yeah, that guy was super annoying. I don't know. He was always like just super
The
suspicious of
teachers
everyone.
didn't ask you about like not taking the test or anything? Like,
No, I didn't have a test. It was all the other grades. Like the freshmen were,
oh,
for
okay.
whatever reason. I don't remember the reason or anything like that, but it was like testing for all the other grades, but the freshmen didn't have it.
It was just
Oh,
the
I see.
students that didn't ditch class already.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, where'd you go? I
Yeah.
heard the cops were called.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how I got away with it though, because at my school, when you ditch a class, from what I remember, it was like it would
Do
show
you
up
get a
on
phone
your.
call? Oh.
Well, I don't know if you get a phone call. Like sometimes maybe you did, but like it would show up on your like we had our website where like you could see the grades, and like parents would check their students or their kids' grades like every
Ugh.
every fucking day.
Infinite Campus, that's what ours was called. It
Yeah,
was
ours was
horrible.
called it started with the P, I think.
Yeah,
We
that
didn't have
was
that. Well,
it.
we didn't have that. We just got our
Same.
report cards. That
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah, you guys are too
Man, you
old.
guys were lucky.
Yeah, but my
Did
parents used that shit all the time, and like they would always check, like, oh, what happened with this assignment? Oh, what was this? How come you missed 2 points on this assignment? It's like it's fucking 2 points.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. Jesus.
Well, I mean,
Sorry, I'm
you
not
have
fucking
these
Einstein.
stories, Kyle. I mean, I don't blame that.
Yeah, but on there it would also show like your absences and whatnot, and like
Yeah.
and like I had like my first 4 classes, I had like my regular amount of absences, and then on my last 2 I had an extra for both of them, but they never said anything. Like I don't know, it must have just slipped their mind, or they didn't see it or anything. But
After
They
the
just don't
band
care.
camp incident, they were just like, ugh,
that was
can't
before
expect
band
this
camp.
kid to do anything. Oh, it was?
Yeah, this incident boosted my confidence. So yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
Such a baller.
That's so I thought.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, Trevor, go ahead.
All right, my question. If you were given free reign to direct a movie that you wrote, what would it be about? Are there certain themes or ideas you want in it? What kind of movie is it?
This is the question, huh? Jeez.
I didn't know how to answer it without like doing a whole plot thing, so I'm just gonna read what I wrote. So mine would be a superhero movie, but it's like superheroes working normal day jobs, like The Incredibles. Like they're 40 years old, they're like a bartender or a school bus driver, a mail person, and a data entry person. And then one day a supervillain shows up, and they have to regroup their super hero gang or whatever. Takes weeks for them to get into shape, and they do like the whole montage thing. The super villain has a mega computer that they're using to destroy shit. Um, and then so all the superheroes are trying to get ready to like fight this villain on the computer. All while a random kid finds it and then spills soda on the computer before the heroes even have a chance to fight the supervillain. And that's just the movie I came up with. I put,
Sounds like half of Kong versus
yeah.
Godzilla.
This was after we watched it. So now the superheroes have to decide if they wanted to continue to be superheroes or if they go back to their boring jobs. The theme would be superhero slash dark humor. Not necessarily like grown-ups, like the movie Grown-ups humor. I put more like Deadpool humor. Yeah. That's what I came up with.
Nice.
Yes.
Can I be the kid spilling the soda?
I was just like, where is it gonna be? Just somewhere random, and this kid's just like, what the fuck? And then
my Baja Blast.
yeah, I just thought it'd be like interesting. Like they do the whole montage thing. They're building up their superhero whatever
Powers.
Yeah, finesse, and they get up to the skills only to find out it was like, the kid poured soda on it. We don't need you guys anymore. Yeah.
Years of academy training wasted.
Yeah.
Oh man. When I was thinking about this question, I was thinking about like the themes and stuff, and I always like stories that deal with like adult issues, but like in a more kid-friendly version of it. Kind of like teaching kids early on what some of the more grown-up issues are in the world. So I would love to make a movie like that, but I think the one that I would want to make first, at least, is I think it would definitely be animated for sure. That's just what I do. So it would definitely be an animated movie, but I think I would want to sort of take another swing at a movie that I collaborated on back in college. It was called Roll, and it was about a reverse Dungeons and Dragons game where these monsters and knights and wizards all played as like regular office people.
Huh.
And so they would roll to like staple a paper or roll for your meeting or
Nice.
like just doing like mundane office things, but in real life there are all these like fantastical creatures and stuff, and all of their battles would be dealing with the boss or dealing with just things that happen around the office. So I think I would want to do something like that where it was that sort of setting and that sort of story, but I would definitely make it animated, and I think I would definitely try and go for something like Sony Animated Pictures is doing, which is like the sort of Spider-Verse style where there's a lot of 2D and 3D mixed. So I think using those elements of 2D and 3D stuff would definitely contribute to like the silliness of the movie. So yeah, something around that.
Nice.
So I mean, I feel like I've dabbled with this idea so many times in my life. Dabbled. And I mean, I've come up with stories and themes and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like when I was younger, I had more of like not like a passion, but like a will to like, oh yeah, I'll write a short story or something like that. But I mean, if I was given a chance to write a movie, I don't really know exactly what I would write. I feel like it would be on the spectrum of like, I'd want it to be something different, and I feel like that's such a cliche thing to say, but I don't know. Like I would want it to be like some kind of like suspense slash drama slash thriller kind of thing. and like the suspense would be like I'd want some kind of enemy or like monster or something kind of lurking throughout the film, um, and the drama to just be like some really emotional, like thrilling love story, and then like the thriller part of it just to be like a bunch of like twists and turns and all these tense moments. And I mean, like I said, don't necessarily have a story in mind, but I do remember in high school, um, my teacher made us read the Lord of the Flies book, um, and I think it was sophomore year. And after we read the book, one of our like big assignments was to write our own sort of short story about like a group getting stranded on an island and just kind of run with it and come up with our own thing. Like he really let us like just kind of do whatever. Like there wasn't any sort of theme other than, you're on an island, like, what do. Um,
What?
and so we just ran with it. And I mean, I don't remember the story like word for word or anything like that. I don't even remember exactly what happened, but I remember I just wrote the shit out of that story. And honestly, um, like my teacher loved it. Like he came up to me personally and he was like, that was like one of the best stories I've ever read by like a student of mine. And I was like, no fucking way, get out of here. But
Those exact words.
I know, but I probably didn't know what to say. But I just remember like being super proud of it, and like it was from what I remember. I don't remember if it would stand up today, like if it would be any good, um, but like I remember like being genuinely proud of what I wrote. Um,
Just
and
wrote this story by Kyle. The end.
yeah, and but I just remember like writing the story and thinking like this is the single best story I've ever written in my life. And one day I actually hope to find it because A, it would be really cool to find something I worked on like probably like 8 years ago, and B, I would like to see how the overall story and writing held up over the years. Like, was it as good as I remembered it when I was
You
15,
figured out,
As you're
whoa,
or
hyping
oh
was
it
my
I
up.
just
god.
yeah, or was I just hyping it up exactly? So I don't know. I mean, it would be cool to find that. I'm sure it's somewhere. My dad might have it because he has like a whole box of like all my old schoolwork and stuff. So it might be there. It might be something my teacher held on to. I'm not really sure, but
He liked it that much, he
Framed
held on to
it.
it.
well, I do
He's like,
remember
this is
like
the example.
I don't remember if it was this teacher in particular, but there was a teacher that I had that took our stories and like put them up on the wall and stuff like that, like the ones that he really really liked. I don't remember if that was this teacher or not though, but yeah, I mean, I remember enjoying writing that story, and like I remember there was like this ridiculous like love story involved, and like
Oh,
there
of
was
course.
there was like this huge like sacrifice at the end, and like I don't even really remember exactly how it happened, but I don't know. It's all bits and pieces in my brain now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That reminds me of back in middle school, we had to write a short story, and it had to be about discrimination in some way, and like how discriminating against someone is wrong. And I procrastinated, of course, because that's what
Naturally.
I always do. So like I wrote
Same.
this whole story at like the day before it was due, and part of the grading was you had to read it in front of the class. So I read my
Shit.
story in front of the class, and I think it was about like a bully, I think, and like how this bully did something like he did something wrong to like this kid, but then like the kid wanted to like get revenge, but someone else like sort of intervened, like don't go down to his level or something like that. But I remember after reading it to the class, the teacher was she said something like, "Wow, you must have used a thesaurus." And of course, I didn't say anything because I never said anything back then. But I didn't use a thesaurus. Like she sort of insulted me in a way,
Yeah.
just like, "Wow, those are some big words for you, isn't it?" And I was just like, that just came from me, and like you're sort of like being an asshole about it.
That's
Yeah.
all me, baby.
100% Trevor.
I read books.
Well, teacher, I just use words like interesting and it sounds about right.
Okay, anyway, my movie would be about a quiet kid of high school age. Um, and the whole premise would just be to show exactly how much quiet kids really have to say in a sort of like Secret Life of Walter Mitty style. But instead of showing like, an active imagination or daydreaming or whatever you want to call it, it would show like that conversation like that's going on in his head, but like actually being portrayed. Like it would have both sides. Like, okay, well, what if I said this, and then what would her response be? And then you'd actually like see that, and then maybe like sort of like rewinding. Like, okay, well, I can't say that because what if her response is negative or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then it would just be kind of like showing like all these different steps that.
So like the thought process.
Yeah, the thought process that I'm not gonna say like all quiet people go through, but I certainly do that, and I think Hannah does it as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just showing like how just because someone doesn't say anything, it doesn't mean they have nothing to say. And I really can't see this being anything other than like a drama. As yes, quiet people can be frustrating at times. Like there is another quiet person at my work, where like I'll do stuff for him, and then like he just sort of like I see what other people see. Like, oh, well, it kind of seems like he's being snooty about it, like just straight up ignoring you, but really it's just, he's quiet or shy or something. But
Because we're listening.
yeah.
That's why.
Judging is more like.
So it's probably going to be a drama, but I just want that out there because I don't think there's a whole lot of movies where you're kind of getting that side.
Yeah.
Like usually you see like the boisterous, loud people and like what they're up to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my movie.
Nice.
Cute.
All
A
right.
lot of nothing. The whole
Yeah.
last word.
You say a whole lot of nothing?
But yeah.
No, I think that would end up being like one of the longest screenplays ever written because you would have
Yeah.
to write all the thought processes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did want to show like, okay, like starting from scratch, like let's go down like, okay, what if I said this instead, and then the reaction, and then just like all those different things that are going on and how like you finally end up with, okay, we're going with line 7-B with the giraffe quote in it or something like that.
What?
Yeah, I just just showing how like there's so many different things you can say, and like obviously you can say the wrong thing and someone's going to react in a
Poorly.
way that you didn't want them to,
Yeah.
and that's very much what quiet people think about. Maybe they're just trying to be courteous, I guess.
Yeah.
Like they're very much thinking more about what the other person is going to say or how they're going to react instead of what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right. Cool.
Joe.
So that's all the questions for today. Yeah. Last time when we did the podcast, we did the what do you call it? The like marry, fucking kill thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was kind of fun. You guys wanna do that again?
I don't have any prepared.
That's
Same.
okay. We can just come up with some. Like I'll start.
Do it.
Do it. Okay, so I got Michael Scott, Dwight Schrute, and Andy Bernard.
Oh, that's easy.
Easy.
I'd marry Dwight. Yeah. Marry Dwight. Fuck Michael Scott and kill Andy.
I think I'm in that boat too.
I mean, like Dwight would be, he has a farm.
He'd provide
well,
for you.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
a provider.
No, yeah,
Michael
definitely.
Scott, Michael Scott's more of like the fun person, and then Andy, yeah,
No, Andy, please.
Yeah.
not that Andy.
Kill Andy. I think I would marry Michael. 'Cause I think that would be a lot of fun. And then fuck Dwight because he would get you there.
Yeah, Dwight always
knows what
has
he's
like
doing.
this sense of accomplishment and confidence whenever he has like
Yeah.
sex with
Yeah.
Angela. Like I feel like he might actually really know what he's doing in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be providing too. Providing.
Not to mention he was pulling some really hot women.
He
Yeah,
was. There was that one chick. Who was it? It was like at a wedding or something like that. And
It
Yeah.
was
There was
Jenna
one that was like
Fisher's,
really
best
obsessed with
friend.
him, right?
yeah, and like I don't know. He's really. I don't know. He seemed he did good. Whatever he did.
Yeah. Dwight
For
can
him.
get it.
Good.
Yeah. Come on the show, Dwight. Rainn Wilson, come on the show. I
But
would
not Ed Helms.
Yeah. Fuck you, Ed Helms. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I like Ed Helms. He's,
Oh, yeah,
he's funny.
I like Ed But in that scenario,
Yeah, I would say fuck Dwight, marry Michael, and kill Andy.
So we're all in agreement to kill Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least yeah. Dwight and Michael, they're interchangeable, but Andy's got to go.
Although
Andy's gotta go.
Andy's family did have money.
They did, but Andy wasn't
If you
the
kill him,
kind
you
of
get
partner
the money.
Yeah.
that you would
Well,
be
no.
able to live with.
If you
Plus-
kill him, you go to jail.
It's true.
If
Plus,
they
I feel
find
like
out.
Andy's Andy's family resented
him.
Andy's family resented him,
Yeah,
and I feel like he didn't get much of that wealth, or didn't seem
Probably
like it.
not.
We
Yeah,
Hey,
never
he
really
did try
saw
to take
where
care of that boat.
very poorly.
Yeah.
And he screwed up like the best relationship he could have had.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I had so far.
That's all I
Okay.
had.
Wayne or Garth
Oh.
or let's go with Steven Tyler.
Oh,
Aerosmith.
God.
Steven Tyler.
He was in Wayne's World 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
but, yeah.
Plus, he has a monkey face.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Plus, he has a
But
monkey face. Is that supposed to
he
be a
is the
negative or a
singer of the band.
positive?
That's up to you.
I would say marry Wayne, fuck Garth, and kill Steven Tyler. Because at least with Wayne, he's like very committed to his girlfriend.
He is.
Yeah. But
So-
I'm a sucker for the Shy Guys, so I would marry Garth, fuck Wayne, and kill Steven Tyler.
Yeah, like when Garth finally did it, and then he
Yeah.
had like his little bubble pipe.
Yeah!
He's so dumb though.
I know!
Garth is cool, though.
He's so cool.
He's cool, but he's dumb.
I would say only because what Trevor said, he has a lot of money. Steven Tyler, Mary,
Gold digger over here.
and then shit. Who do I kill? I don't want to kill either of them really. If I had to kill anyone, I guess Wayne. Sorry. And then I'll fuck Garth. Sure, why not?
I'll do it.
He's probably got some tricks up his sleeve, you know.
Chopping broccoli.
I think I would. I think I'd have to kill Steven Tyler
Yeah.
and then marry Garth and fuck Wayne.
It'd be a very musical killing.
Yes.
It would
Him
be.
screaming would probably be in tune.
Yeah.
You're like, go Steven Tyler, you don't want to miss a thing.
Don't close your eyes. Oh.
All right. Ooh, okay. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland, and Tom
Oh my
Holland.
goodness.
Well, Tom Holland is underage.
He's not underage.
What?
Well,
Maybe
his Spider-Man
back
is
then.
Oh
underage.
yeah, his Spider-Man is underage.
Aren't
He's-
technically all of them underage then? Because they're all in high school.
That is also true.
Also true. Shit. Okay, so what are we doing here?
Okay,
Yeah,
all
what kind
right,
of question
all
is
right.
Buddies.
Come on.
Study buddy, prom date,
Guys,
Anybody prom
and
date?
friend
you guys
zone.
know.
There
You
we
guys
go.
are
Yeah,
overthinking
I know.
that so
No,
much.
let's
No,
do it.
that
No,
works.
let's do it.
Oh
That
my
works.
Study
God.
buddy, prom date, friend zone.
Friend zone, Andrew Garfield.
Yep.
Study date.
Toby.
Oh man.
Toby would be my studied buddy, and then Tom would be my prom date.
Yeah, I'm with Hannah.
Toby would be my study buddy. Prom date would have to be Andrew.
Ew.
And
You'd show up on like a skateboard or something.
I'm okay with that.
You're gonna friend zone Tom Holland?
Yeah, he's a really
Wow.
good friend.
He's a really good friend.
He's like my best friend. But Andrew's so hot, so I have to go with him.
He's got a big old head.
Yeah, there's only one right answer.
It holds his knowledge, God.
Oh my god. There's only one right answer here.
They're all super smart.
So, friend zone, it would be, what's his face? Andrew Garfield, study buddy Tom Holland, and prom date, obviously, Tobey Maguire. Clearly.
You make him cry, Kyle. You would make him ugly cry.
Yeah.
But after the prom, if you have Tom Holland, you could go build the Death Star Lego thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're missing
Yeah.
out on that, Kyle.
Yeah, I guess that is true, but
I don't want to be in his bunk bedroom. He's gonna show me the city and then drop me at the bell tower. It's gonna be so romantic.
Yeah, until you're dead.
Yeah, you drop and he can't catch you in time.
Yeah, maybe that's just what I need. I need death.
Jesus.
It's high school, right?
Okay, since Kyle obviously loves Toby, I'm gonna do a Toby one. So, back to the adult versions of this. And Toby from Spider-Man,
Didn't we do that?
Toby from
Never mind.
Toby from Great Gatsby, or
I haven't
Toby
seen it.
from Jarhead.
I never
mean-
saw Jarhead.
I haven't seen
I haven't seen
Jarhead.
any of those. Except
Oh,
for Spider-Man.
well, shoot. Or no, it's not Jarhead. It's
It's
Brothers.
Brothers,
I think.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, then
I
yes, I have
didn't-
seen that.
I have not.
Crazy Toby, basically.
Yeah, he's so basically in Brothers, he has extreme PTSD from being in the Iraq War, something like that, and his brother, who's Jake Gyllenhaal, like Toby, basically he has like this wife, and his brother is like this criminal, and like his brother and his wife get really close while he's gone, and they presume that Toby's dead because he's been gone for months and like missing, but then they find him, bring him home, and he's like a changed man, and like he gets super paranoid and violent, and
Yeah, he's super insane.
yeah, and like the end of the movie is like it's a really like dramatic climax, and yeah, and
You
two.
guys have read Great Gatsby. He plays the narrator.
I have not.
You haven't? They didn't
No.
make you read that?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen the
Trevor,
movie.
you've read it?
Read the
I
book.
read it, yeah, but I didn't see that movie.
Oh, well, he plays the narrator.
Yeah.
True to the narrator from the book, or is it like
Yeah.
different from the movie?
Well,
What?
it's the movie that's based on the book, so it's
I
the
know,
same
but like
character.
the book and movies can be totally different when they portray the characters.
Well, you wouldn't even know. You didn't read it.
No, but like I'm saying from
What
experience
does it
from
matter?
book and movie, sometimes the movie annotation of the character isn't the same as it is in the book.
True.
know the
But you
book
don't know
version
either
either.
one, so what does it matter?
No, but I was asking for you. I was like, well, if he only read the book, is the character from the movie true to the book?
I wouldn't remember.
You're
It's been a long
assuming I
time.
remember the book.
I don't know.
Anyway, fuck the brothers version, I guess. I don't know why. No, kill that one.
Damn.
Leave him in
Marry
Iraq.
Spider-Man and fuck Great Gatsby.
Same.
Old spot.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, I think that's about where I am as well.
I'll just go with that because I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Spider-Man Toby, he'll read me poems. Like, who doesn't want that?
I don't want that. Speak to me in English, just
All
plain
of
the
your laundry
words.
will be pink and blue.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Is it in Spider-Man 3 where she breaks up with him and he's like, how could you do this to me? Like, on the bridge.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3. Because that's James Franco sets it up.
Yeah, he's like got his little binoculars. He's like
Yeah.
looking across the park. So good. Oh,
All right.
Gigi, it's your turn.
Yeah, Gigi.
What the fuck? I've been coming up with them all the last couple of weeks.
Triggered.
I have one. Alright, so this is Christian Bale.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
So Christian Bale during the Batman movies, Christian Bale in American Psycho,
I haven't seen it.
and Christian Bale in The Prestige.
Are you watching closely?
Oh, God.
All right.
Which Christian Bale in The Prestige? The good one or the bad one?
Wait a minute.
Wait, what were they
Changes
again?
everything.
But they were trying to be the same person.
Yes.
That's true.
All
Well,
right.
where, can you go through the characters again?
The Batman trilogy, or Dark Knight trilogy, I guess. The Prestige, or American Psycho,
Okay.
where he was literally a serial killer.
I
But
guess
he was hot.
In
But
all
he
three of
was
those
hot.
situations, you could end up dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would die for Batman, so I have to marry Batman. I guess I would probably kill the Prestige one and then fuck the killer one, cause he was hot. Right? That's what you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
he
would
took care of
say-
himself.
I would say marry Batman, kill American Psycho, and fuck the Prestige one, because then maybe he'll do some magic tricks.
Is that what
Oh my
you're
God.
doing? Some magic
If you disappear.
tricks? Watch my pencil disappear.
Watch my orgasm disappear.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He's gonna be like, I hope you weren't expecting this.
Or your virginity. Watch your virginity disappear. There you go.
Watch
Um,
me disappear. He's
Watch
like,
as I pull a rabbit out of your
Yeah, he
ass.
doesn't even show up.
I would say marry Batman. Fuck
yeah.
Patrick Bateman from American Psycho and kill the Prestige.
I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Dang, nobody wants magic tricks.
You can't
Not what
trust
gets
them.
us going.
But instead you want the psycho from...
Yeah. I mean,
He'd be
things will
good at least
happen.
once.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna do it, and then if I die, then at least I died happy. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if he talks about his mom?
There's no talking aloud. I don't know.
No kissing
That isn't
either.
in the agreement.
Oh god.
All right.
Did we already do an Anakin one? Did we already do
what?
Anakin, Luke?
Yeah.
We did a lot of
Maybe.
Star Wars ones.
Yeah, I
did a
mean
lot of
there's
Star
there's
Wars
plenty of
ones.
different variations. So I mean, if you got one, might as well say it.
Well, I was thinking young, or not young Anakin.
my god.
Little
We're back
Annie,
to
little
study
orphan
buddies.
Annie.
The
Padawan
Pre-
buddy.
yeah, the
Like episode 2, 3.
yeah, that Anakin.
Ew.
Ponytail
Pre-Vader.
Anakin or
I
long
slaughtered
hair?
them like
That's a
animals.
rat tail. That's not a ponytail.
Yeah, rat tail.
Rat tail, yeah.
Rat tail Anakin or long
That
hair.
Anakin.
On a bed of sand.
Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian. And
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
wow.
Wait,
And,
what?
That's a hot Luke right
and
there.
Obi-Wan from well, it'd still be the
Bearded
prequels.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Oh
I love
yeah.
that.
McGregor.
Hello there.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You mean the hello there, Obi-Wan?
Yeah, hello there, Obi-Wan. The Luke from Mandalorian,
Ooh,
Okay.
or Anakin from.
me too.
Marry Luke in his prime right there.
Right?
Dude, hell yeah. I'm right there with you.
Kill Rat Tail Annie. And fuck you and McGregor.
I agree with Trevor.
Rat tail Annie. That's what they should have called him. Rat tail Annie.
Here comes Rat Tail Annie.
Hey, Rat Tail Annie. These crates ain't gonna move themselves.
Get that!
No wonder he turns to the dark side. He's fucking bullied.
Oh,
Oh,
poor
fuck.
Rat Tail Annie.
Yeah. I would say marry Obi-Wan, and I
Hello
guess
there.
I haven't seen The Mandalorian, so I don't know. I guess he's
Dude.
hot, but
It's Luke in his prime, bro.
Luke in his prime, I'd fuck that, and then
I like that.
and then kill Rattail Annie.
You don't want to lay in bed and like switch his rat tail around.
have him throw like half a pear over to me with the force.
Yeah, the
Oh my
pear.
God.
It's so
You had
romantic.
an orgasm. I did it. It's not fair. It's outrageous.
Oh no.
He's so frustrated he can't get it up.
Oh, poor Rat Tail Annie. That would be the same.
He's
as
like,
Trevor,
he's like, why can't you get a boner, Annie? It's because of Obi-Wan.
Oh,
Sorry,
no.
master.
We do not grant you the title of fuck machine.
Oh,
Fuck boy.
man.
It's unfair. It's outrageous.
Oh man.
This is where the fun begins.
All right.
I have another one.
Go ahead.
We are doing Borderlands 3.
Oh dear.
Mad Moxie,
Ooh,
Scooter, and Ellie.
oh boy.
Scooter all the way. I would marry that man right now.
Right here, right there! Scooter!
I love Scooter. We can catch a ride for the rest of our lives. I'd probably kill Ellie
Oof.
and then fuck
Yikes.
Moxie, because, I mean, Moxie's Moxie.
Yeah, Moxie.
I'm with Hannah.
Moxie lady. Oh man.
I got one. I got it. I would marry Moxie. I would kill Scooter and fuck Ellie. I want to
Yeah,
see.
that's what I was going
I want
to
to see what that's all about with Ellie. Like, there's just a lot in there, you know. I want to see how that all operates.
I can't believe you would kill Scooter.
Well,
He's already dead, isn't he?
Yes,
I-
he's already dead.
I actually
Still.
I don't really remember him off the top of my head.
Yeah, mine's the same as Kyle.
We
If you watch my playthrough, you can
barely,
watch it.
yeah.
Jesus.
We kind of
Watch it
rushed through
live.
number 2.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't play the first one.
I started to.
You told me not to. You said it wasn't that good. Yeah, you did.
The
2?
No, the first one.
Oh.
It's not that it's not good. It's number 2 is just way better.
Yeah. So you told me, you were like, no, don't bother with the first one. After I bought it like a chump.
We
Well,
could
if you have it,
show.
we could play it.
No, Trevor, it's too late. I'm just kidding. I'll play it if you really want to. One day.
I'll do
We still
anything
have
you
to
want,
get through
Trevor.
Resident
Anything.
6.
I'm well aware.
Anyways, we're still recording.
Yeah. Did everyone answer that one?
Only
I
Trevor
think.
did.
No, I agreed with Hannah.
Oh.
Fuck Moxie, marry Scooter, kill Ellie.
So Kyle and I are in agreement.
Yeah.
We're in agreement then.
All right. We got Jar Jar. We got
Damn it.
Chewbacca.
Kill Jar Jar.
We got Chewbacca
Yeah,
and,
kill
and we
Jar.
got Yoda.
Marry Chewie, fuck Yoda.
Oh my god. Oh, the size difference is just
I am not having Jar Jar
already
anywhere near me.
interesting.
Jar Jar near you.
But Jar Jar with that tongue though,
No,
like
no, no.
That butt lick, though.
No.
He's out of there.
He goes to lick Trevor and he does the tongue thing. He just grabs it.
I'll have Yoda use the Force to bring him back to life so I can kill him again.
Oh my god.
Jesus
He will,
Christ.
he will uncrust your bum.
Oh man. I would say marry Chewbacca
Yeah.
That's
and
a loyal man right there.
yeah,
Yeah, it
and
is.
I guess I'll fuck Yoda and kill Jar Jar.
I would marry Chewbacca, fuck Jar Jar, and kill Yoda.
Man.
You wouldn't marry Jar Jar? I'm surprised.
It's Chewbacca, Hannah!
Yeah, but Jar Jar's like your favorite.
I know, but like Chewbacca, I got a soft spot for that Wookiee.
He's got a hard spot for you, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
A hard spot in the soft spot.
fuzzy spot.
Oh god.
Okay,
Wait, did Hannah? Oh no, you Hannah
I
answered.
agreed.
Yeah.
yeah.
Trevor.
Trevor.
Mario, Luigi, and Wario.
Oof. Kill Wario.
Can I
No,
substitute
No.
Waluigi?
I'm taking out Mario. Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi.
There you go.
Wait, haven't we done them before?
I haven't. I don't know where you've
I
been,
don't remember.
but
I haven't done them yet. Kyle's like, let me get this!
It's called Super Smash Bros. For a reason, Kyle.
true.
Yeah,
This is true.
Waluigi isn't in the newest one.
Well, technically,
We were making jokes, Trevor.
yeah, Trevor. Gosh,
Catch up.
Mustard.
pickles.
That was bad.
Relish me this.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is quite simple. Marry Luigi.
Quite simple indeed.
Fuck Wario, I guess, and then kill Waluigi because he is a creep. Can I kill Wario afterward too?
Like a Black Widow.
One and done.
One and done, yeah.
Marry Luigi, fuck Waluigi, kill Wario.
Yep, that's what I would do.
Yep.
Ew.
Oh,
Oh god. Oh yeah. Oh man. All right, we should move on.
Day to win.
yeah.
We should move on to the positives for this week. Because this is a long video. Anyone want to start? Positives?
Sounds like you want to start, Kyle.
Sounds like I don't, because now that I'm saying it, I don't have any.
Okay. So a while back, I went on this hike for a coworker's birthday. This week we discussed about continuing the hike with the group. Pretty much every Saturday, every upcoming Saturday, there's something going on, so it's not going to start until probably June. But Oregon has a lot of beautiful places to go hiking, and we're going to go try to explore some of that.
Nice.
So we have a unofficial hiking group.
Cool. That sounds like fun.
It does.
I wish I had that.
I wish I had a penis, because hikes would be more enjoyable if I could just pee anywhere. I pee a lot! And like,
That's an interesting way to start that. I wish I had a penis.
I forgot what it's called, but there's a little.
the Go Girls?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it.
It's
Yeah.
at my work. I've thought about buying it.
What is
Just
it?
because I do want to go on hikes. But
It's
like,
pretty much a funnel.
it's a funnel to go pee.
My positive for this week is that I'm positive Gigi doesn't have a penis.
Well, I mean, can't you just pop a squat and like just go somewhere?
I'm not very, what's the word? Coordinated?
Like you'll fall down or something?
Yeah. Don't you remember when we went hiking and like I had to have Trevor support me so I wouldn't fall?
Oh.
On myself?
Yeah, okay, I
You're
remember.
like a chihuahua. Constantly have to be
But-
supported, and you're.
But
peeing
wouldn't
everywhere.
you wouldn't you go on a hike without Trevor? You know, he'll always be there to help you. If,
That's
Yeah, why are you
true.
hiking without me?
yeah.
To get away from you.
You don't go on hikes.
I won't go without you. But it would make hiking
Look,
a
it's
little
Trevor
bit
and his
easier.
Chihuahua Gigi.
Hey, I don't bark annoyingly.
Mm,
Yeah.
there you go. Chihuahuas don't bark either. They make that gremlin noise.
They're filled with the dark side.
Huh, yes. Pity.
Oh.
Got one guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay.
I made some bomb ass rice and shrimp the other day with Gabby.
Bomb ass.
It's pretty
Nice.
good, and that's like the only good thing about this week. I feel like because I was waking up at like 3 a.m. every day this week, and I'm not really used to that. Not since Target, so it's kind of a lot. And I was
The
just
throwback.
really tired. No, it's not good. Not a good throwback. But it was just really, it was just a lot this week, I feel like. And I did a lot of working. Like I did like 5 to like 4 most days, and it was just a lot. And yeah. But anyway, that's the only positive I can think of. Made some good food.
I have a second one.
Oh boy.
Kyle's Knights of the Old Republic videos.
Oh my
You
God,
cannot
Kyle!
imagine
Oh my
how
god.
excited I was.
He was like so excited. We were watching YouTube videos in the room,
Yeah.
and then it popped up, and he's like, "Oh, he put it on! I have to watch it. I have to watch it right now!" Like,
Wow.
literally, like, kicked me out
I
of the room
was
so he can watch it.
excited.
Yeah, we were watching videos together, and he was like, "No, I'm watching it. I have to watch Kyle play. I have to."
Well,
Yeah.
I'm happy. That's flattering. Thanks.
He was really excited. Oh my god, it was 7 hours ago!
I have like 4 videos to edit and upload still, so
Nice.
Oh,
getting along.
he's waiting. He's waiting for that notification.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
came
you
up
got the
with
bell.
2 pretty quickly, and then like
And then you had to wait a
there
couple
was
days,
nothing,
right?
and then like a third episode.
He was really happy.
But dude, you can attest. Like I've already spotted like a couple things for like you did something wrong,
Yeah.
and
Obi
like
Trevor
I'm not
sound
gonna tell you
press.
how to play the game. Like I'll tell you some tips on mechanics, but I don't want to influence your decision on what to do.
Yeah. It's all right.
But
My first time playing it, I'm just gonna go with it.
yeah, you made some questionable choices. You can say that.
Oh, yeah. My positive was today I took Ash out and like I've been wanting him to be comfortable with the leash, which he has been. But today he actually walked on his own. Like he walked. I mean, it's not that long of a walk, but he walked from the fence to the other apartments and back, like by himself without like much guidance. So I think he's slowly getting ready to walk outside, like a dog. But Yeah, it was exciting.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we're missing one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to think of the one I wanted. I got to watch a movie that came out recently with my other friends. Um, I had been hyping this movie up because it came out, I think either last Friday or the Friday before, but it's like a really, really good movie. And I had been telling them about it, and we finally got to watch it all together last night. And it's one of those movies that like I laughed and cried like so hard during it, which is almost every movie for me, but this one was like genuinely heartfelt, and it was made by a lot of great people, and it really focused on a subject matter that kind of hit close to home for me. So I was very pleased. It was a good movie.
What movie?
It's called The Mitchells versus the Machines.
Oh, I wanted to
Okay.
watch that movie.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's real good.
I wanted to watch it. It's really cute.
Yeah, it's adorable, and it's definitely a movie that was made to like highlight creative people. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. So that's it for this week. Stay tuned for more episodes, and we got the movie Squawk and all that too. So yeah,
All that time.
Yeah, why'd you go southern?
Get all
Because-
that shit.
because I can.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. All right. See ya.
Town for Mars.
Stay tuned. Rootin' toot. See y'all in the next one.
Y'all.
Howdy do.
And there's Yoda. Southern you are, yes?
Oh God.
All right.
Married to your
Howdy,
cousin you
y'all.
are.
All right. I'm ending it.
Big enough for two of us. This town is not.